What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Legendary Birds Pokemon team, I'll finally be able to use the shiny Galar birds in this video. So we'll be using the normal Kanto birds and the shiny Galar birds. So it'll be absolutely awesome. I did this team a long while ago. I think it was when the DLC first came out for the Crown Tundra, and I thought it'd be really cool to revisit this team, of course, now that we can have the shinies. If you do want to check me out on Twitch, that's where I do all my theme teams, all my Pokemon takes, all that sort of salty stuff. Links in the description. Let's get into all three of today's battles for your entertainment. Once again, people, if you do enjoy the teams and the videos, drop a like there. Helps me out and helps you out too, because you can see it in the description box. First battle here, this is against Joba King, and we've got a very special battle here. We've got a Legendary Birds team versus a Legendary Birds team. So my first Pokemon here is going to be the Zapdos Galar. Now, this is a special set. I'm going to be running a Hurricane, Ancient Power, Rest, and Snore set. I got a question for today as well. Out of all 6 of the shiny birds, what is your favorite one and why? Leave a comment below in the comment section. I'm going to say my favorite is Articuno Galar, because I really like the coloring scheme of the blue and white. And the dark blue, probably like the lighter blue and the white. Looks really, really good. What do you think, though? What's your favorite one if you had to pick one? So we got this Articuno. It's a troll set, and I'm going to be going, trying to get a Snore here to get the throat spray. But as soon as I seen Articuno go for Mind Reader, I knew there'd be a scummy sheer cold set. So what I'm going to do here is I got to swap Zapdos out. I didn't want to risk going for the flinch because it was going to do 3 damage anyway, and I'm going to go into my own Articuno. So this is obviously not going to work against me considering I'm an Ice type, but the problem here is I've only got a sheer cold, Mind Reader, Mimic, and Hail set too. So there's not a lot I can do to this Articuno either on. So I'm going to swap this out and go back into Zapdos. Hopefully my opponent will swap theirs out too. Unfortunately, the Articuno is going to stay in and it's going to go for a Tailwind, so that's going to double the speed. Now it's whether it's going to stay in or not, or should I risk going for the throat spray Snore, or should I not waste it? I decided I don't want to waste the throat spray. We'll go into the Moltres Galar. Now, this Moltres Galar set is actually a really, really slow set. Sheer Cold's going to miss, thank goodness, and the Hail is going to stop. So this Articuno, I have to suspect that it's probably running Snow Cloak with Hail and like Bright Powder or something like that. So I've got Payback, Sucker Punch, Sky Attack, and Leah Moltres only on PIMPNITE show. We got the Articuno go for a Hail here, and the Salt is going to be falling. So the EV spread of this Galar Moltres is going to be Max Health, Max Attack, Brave Nature. So I'm going to be going as slow as possible. You know, we're going to get that big boost on Payback. So going for Sucker Punch, it had landed, and it almost took it out. It's very, very close. Sheer Cold is going to slide on by. And I'm going to take a little bit of damage from the Hail here, but that's fine. All I got to do is land one more attack. Now, Articuno is going to go for a Mind Ready here. All I got to do is land an attacking move on it, and Payback is going to miss, which sucks. I'm like, okay, I've got one more turn here. I just have to get off one Sucker Punch, and that's going to be the end of Articuno. Articuno got past both of my moves and landed a Sheer Cold, and that's going to be the end of Moltres. Man, that's illegal. So that's the end of my Moltres right there. I'm salty. The salt's falling at the same time. I'm going to go into my Zapdos. Now, this is normal Zapdos, and its shiny really doesn't change at all, to be perfectly honest. So we got our physical set, Wild Charge, Steel Wing, U-Turn, and Brave Bird, and I popped on a Choice Band there just for a good matchup. We got my move missing, and then Articuno is going to go for a Tailwind. It's a disaster already. We've only just got to the start of the battle, and it's very, very bad. At least the Hail's gone. No, that's a good thing, right? Now, Articuno is going to reset that Hail up, and I'm hoping that I can land an attacking move against this thing. The EV spread is Jolly Nature and Max Attack with a Choice Band, and the ability is Static. So my move is going to miss again, which sucks. So I only have to land one move on this Articuno. Sheer Cold is going to miss, which is good. And finally, I'll get the Wild Charge off, and I've finally taken one Pokemon down. Man, that was looking bad there for a second. It almost would have had to be down to my Articuno, and I couldn't do anything. So I'm going to take a little bit of damage there for the Hail, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. Next Pokemon is going to be Zapdos, but it is... Oh, wait, it's Zapdos versus Zapdos. Yeah, so I'm wondering what sort of set this is, and it's going to go for Weather Balls. Like, oh, that's actually really bad, because that's going to be a Ice-type move. Almost take out my Zapdos. I lived on 18 health. It was a very, very close thing. Wild Charge is going to do some big damage to the opposing Zapdos, but the Recoil will take out my Zapdos too. But that's okay. Not a bad matchup there. So Weather Ball Zapdos. Now, a couple of turns Actually, 1 turn should be enough to easily take this out. It's going to have leftovers as the item too, so I'm not really sure if it's got any bulk to it all, but that goes the Tailwind too. So I'm going to go into my Zapdos Galar, which is asleep, so I thought I might be able to outspeed this and get a Snore flinch right. I haven't shown that I'm running like Snore or anything like that, so maybe they'll expect I've got like Sleep Talk or something like that. So I've got my Throat Spray activated. It's going to give me a nice little juicy +1 and special attack. And the Zapdos is going to go for Sunny Day. So I'm assuming this is like a set all based around Weather Ball, like changing the different weathers, then firing off Weather Ball, you know, at a double base power. So Zapdos is going to get some more leftover recovery here. Now, I think that Snore should be enough to take this out. If it doesn't take out, I'm hoping I get a flinch, because there's a good flinch chance, right? So going for Snore there. Zapdos uses Snore on Zapdos, and it was enough to take it out. You wouldn't read about it, so that's really, really good. That's 2 Pokemon down. Next Pokemon is going to be Articuno. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite shiny out of all of them here. So Zapdos is going to wake up and go for our Ancient Power. Now, I was hoping Ancient Power would actually grant me a boost here, and it didn't, but it still did very good damage. Now the Articuno is going to go for a Trick Room, so it's a slow set. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. I wonder what move it's going to... It's got Confusion, so Confusion drops really hard. It almost took me out there. Would have had to quit Pokemon if it did. And I could go for Ancient Power and take out the Articuno. Man, I almost got destroyed by Confusion there. If that was Choice Specs Confusion, it would have one-shot me. Next Pokemon is going to be Moltres here, Discount Ho-Oh, and it looks like a big cooked turkey. So it's going to have a Quick Claw, a Trick Room, a Galaxy Brain, and it's going to go for a Burn Up. Now, Burn Up's actually pretty interesting on Moltres, because you can actually make it typeless if you got the right set. So that's going to be the end of my Zapdos. Things are not looking too good right now. So the Sunlight is going to fade. Oh, now I'm thinking about going into my own Moltres here, which also has Burn Up. So let me explain what this set is. I've got Burn Up, Roost. You've got to roost the goose. Wait, it's not a goose, it's a turkey. But anyway, that's another story. I've got Fire Spin, and I've got Toxic. And Leftovers as the item too. So I got flinched by Air Slash. I can't say I'm surprised. That sort of scummy stuff always happens to me. So I thought, all right, I'll go for Burn Up next turn. So Moltres is going to go for another Air Slash on my Moltres here, and it flinched me again twice in a row. I was like, come on, this is like straight BS. So my Moltres is gonna faint to another Air Slash at this stage, and the Trick Room wears off. I thought, oh, this is awesome. Then it got a Quick Claw, right, and then it went for a Roost, expecting me to go for an attacking move, but I went for a Roost instead. Like, you wouldn't read about it. So I'm roosting the Moltres and getting my health back right now. It's around 3/4 health, which is a little bit over, I'd say, and I'm in a good position right here. I've got my health back, and I'm hopefully not going to get scummed out, because I'm going to be going first, right? So now what I can do is go for Burn Up. So Burn Up's going to be doing some pretty big damage there. My EV spread was max health and max special attack, Tim and Nature. So max speed and max health. So I was running a bulky set. What I wanted to do was try and rely on, the actual, just being a pure flying type, you know what I mean? And then if I went for Roost, I could actually remove my flying type and be typeless, because that actually removes the fire type, which is really cool after using Burn Up. So Moltres is going to go for Roost itself, and I was like, okay, this is going to go on for a while. Like, seriously, we've both got leftovers, we've both got... Wait, that doesn't have leftovers, but I do. We both got Roost, right? So it's going to take a while. But I've got the Fire Spin, and I thought, well, if I can get the Fire Spin and the Toxic going, that'll be great. But Toxic misses, which really, really sucks. Now Moltres is going to go for an Air Slash here. And, Air Slash is doing really good damage to me, which is bad. I am bulky. Like, if I wasn't running a bulky set, I would have definitely fainted then. So I went for a Roost on this. So I was like, okay, I'm going to heal myself off here and see if I can take it out. And then the Moltres got another Quick Claw, and it's going to land another Air Slash for me. It is a disaster. So bye-bye Moltres there. I'm sure someone will eat you for their, breakfast. Actually, chicken for breakfast. I don't know. More like lunch or dinner, right? So next Pokemon is Articuno. It's like, okay, all I've got left is Articuno. Now, this is a physical set. I've got Psycho Cut, Dual Wing Beat, Substitute, and Giga Impact. This set is all based around trying to get an actual crit. And the item is Landset Berry. But for me to get down to that Landset Berry, I generally have to use Substitute, you know what I'm saying? But at this stage, it's like, well, I'm not even going to risk it. I have to take out this Moltres. Otherwise, it might get Quick Claws against the rest of my team, right? And it might also have a Fire-type move, which, I mean, it's used Burn Up, but I don't really know if it's got any other Fire-type moves at this stage. So now it's going to be going for Endure. I was like, oh, that really sucks. because Endure is going to stall out one turn of my Dynamax. I decided to go for Max Airstream here so I could get like a speed boost, and then I could go for any other flying move or a psychic type move there, because Max Mindstorm, Psychic Terrain, it's going to be so helpful with a flying type Pokemon. So anyway, we're going to go for Max Mindstorm right here, and that is going to be enough to take out. They did try and go for a double Scumbag Endure, but it did not work. I reckon they would probably go for 3 in a row to try and stall out my Dynamax. So bye-bye Moltres. There is still 2 more Pokemon left, and that is going to be, what, there's a Moltres. There's another Moltres left. This is the Galar one. Okay, so Galar Moltres, right? And now I've got a decent move to go for you, but this is going to be their Dynamax Pokemon as well, so that's no good. This is probably going to be fairly bulky, and it's going to be going for a dark type move here. So I was wondering what I could actually do. I still had my Articuno in the back with Sheer Cold, but remember, I can't use any of those one-hit KO moves on Dynamax Pokemon. So I somehow have to be able to live 3 turns of this thing. So it's going to go for a max guard first. So I was like, oh, that's not too bad. You know what I mean? Like, I can at least get around, maybe with the Substitute, you know what I mean? I could go for Substitute here and try and get around this type of move. So that's all right. And then I might be able to go for a Sub and then get my Lancet Berry and then go for a dual wing beat. That would actually be really, really good. So now Moltres is going to go for a max darkness here on my Articuno, and that's obviously going to break my sub. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? So that's the end of my sub, but I can keep doing this over and over again, which would be great for stalling out Dynamax. That's one good thing about, with the Dynamax, you can get around it. So I'm going to get a competitive build here. It's going to change the entire battle being a physical set. And now I can just keep going down and down with the Substitute. So I can complete stalling this out. It'd be beautiful, you know what I'm saying? So we got 2 turns here. Max Steel Spite. So that's the Max Steel Spite. That's coming off I think that's coming off Steel Wing. So I'm pretty sure this is a physical Moltres Galar. I'm trying to think if it's got any other special move. No, it doesn't have Flash Cannon. So this has to be Steel Wing. I think that's the only steel move that any of these birds actually get, like if they get it. So Moltres is out of its Dynamax now. I went for a sub here and I got it off. So okay, let's see what move it's going to be using here, right? So it's going to go for Wing Attack. I was like, oh, I see, it definitely is. So it's got Wing Attack and Steel Wing. I'm sure it's got a maybe some other coverage moves. So like, okay, well now's the time I can go for my my sub here, right? So it's going to go for a Sucker Punch and take me out. Actually, I went for an attacking move there. That's what I went for. I went for a definitely attacking move. Went for wasn't Psycho, kind of went for dual wing beat, but it had Sucker Punch. It's like, man, that's such a great counter. So going to my Articuno, going for Sheer Cold there, it's going to slip on by sadly, and now it's going to go for Steel Wing. It's like, okay, Steel Wing is a 3-hit KO. And I went for Sheer Cold again, and I missed. I was like, no, 2 minutes left of the battle. It's gone for momentum. I'm like, oh, this is probably thinking that I've got some other moves, right? Other special attacking moves or physical moves. That's going to be the end of the Moltres, but now my stats are obviously low. But this set obviously only has Sheer Cold, so that stat drop isn't really going to worry me too much. Last Pokemon is going to be the Zapdos. It's gone for a fly. What I did here, right, is I thought, I don't know about Zapdos, but if I can get this hail going, I've got all the scum in the world. I've got Bright Powder, Snow Cloak, right? This should be really, really good. So hopefully it'll miss, right? And then I can go for a Mind Reader and Sheer Cold combination. If I go for the Mind Reader, I'll still be able to hit it while it's in the sky when it goes for fly. So going for Mind Reader here. Now I was hoping that Zapdos would go for a fly so I could hit it in the sky. Didn't even mean to rhyme that. But Zapdos may have some other moves. I'm not really sure. It's popped a Rock Smash on my Articuno, and Articuno is lived on 7 health. And that means since I got the Mind Reader off, I can go for the Sheer Cold, and that's 100% going to land, and Zapdos is going to get wrecked in one shot. And that, my friends, is the very first battle with the Legendary Birds Shiny team. And thank you, Jobin, for the battle. And man, what a crazy battle. Apparently that Zapdos had a Focus Sash. Apparently it did. So I'm going to be going for the second battle here. This is against Hunt Down. And this battle, I got trolled hard with this team. So first Pokemon we got here is going to be Scolipede. I always called Scolipede Scolipod a lot of the time. They're very, very similar. So my first Pokemon here is going to be Articuno. Now this is a Sword Dance Scolipede set, so I was scared. Like I was super scared. It's like, okay, even if it's got some really weak physical move, it's going to be strong and it's probably going to have speed boost. So I thought, okay, best things best here to set the sub up, and yeah, it's going to get its little speed boost. So now Scolipede's going to go for a rollout, and this potentially could take my entire team out if that didn't miss. So go for dual wing beat. A solid performance there, almost taking it out in one shot. So I'm very, very happy about that. So I've got my sub up here. You know, nothing could go wrong. So I can just keep going for substitute over and over again till I get my land set fairy to activate. So finally, Scolipede is going to land its rollout here, and that's fine. You know, it's also got Life Orb too, so I can actually retain my substitute over and over. So it's going to fade to Life Orb. So that was a really, really nice lead there. I got off scot-free there, which is great. But I can tell you what, the good luck didn't continue. Trust me. In fact, it went woo, and like, you know, absolutely plummeted. So next Pokemon is going to be Yveltal. I was like, okay, what's this set going to be? Now I decided to go for dual wing beat, and you know what I mean. It actually did, you know, amazing damage right there. Look at that damage, like. Wouldn't read about it. So anyway, Yveltal's going to go for a Snarl, and Snarl is going to get past the sub, and Articuno is going to get destroyed. So I thought I was safe behind the sub, but man, Snarl just went whoop, and yeah, it took me out. So bye-bye Articuno. I'm very salty about that. I don't even know what sort of Yveltal set this is, but I know that it's a troll set. It's probably going to be some stupid, bulky, and annoying set that takes about 1,000 turns to get around. So I'm going to go for the Hail here. Let's get that Salt falling. So I thought, at least I might be able to cause this thing to swap, and I might be able to deal with it later on the game if I can, you know, land a sheer cold or something. So now it's going to go for Disable. What is this set? So it's going to disable my Hail. So I was like, okay, well, it's not really the end of the world, I guess, because at least I can still use Mind Reader and Sheer Cold, which are the most important moves I can use. I've also got Mimic on this thing too, which could be handy. Now Yveltal's going to swap out here. Obviously scared of a nice type move, maybe Sheer Cold. And in comes Haunter. It's like, okay. That's all right. So I went for the Mind Reader anyway. I didn't even know that Haunter was going to come in, or there was going to be a swap, right? So Haunter is now going to get hit by Sheer Cold. So like, okay, they'll probably swap here, but I've got a chance, right? Haunter outspeeds me with the Destiny Bond, so that means, right, Sheer Cold is 100% going to land, but Haunter's going to take me down with a Destiny Bond, so it's going to be a double KO, man. It outsped me too. That's just salty. So bye-bye Haunter, but bye-bye Articuno at the same time. Now, I was running a timid nature Articuno there. So, you know, Haunter, you know, definitely outsped me there. Definitely a max speed Haunter. So next Pokemon's going to be Tapu Koko, and I've got my Moltres there. So probably not the greatest matchup in the world, but I thought I still might be able to do a little bit of damage, right? So it's got electric terrain. It's like, okay, fine, that's all right. But I got no idea what the set this is going to be, right? So now we've got the electricity, and it's going to be using Thunder Shock. I was like, what? So Thunder Shock is a 3-hit KO. So I was like, okay, I'm fine. I lived it easy. And I went for Leer, right? Sometimes you got to go and use Leer on Galar Moltres, right? So you get to that point in life where you need to use that. So I've got the Leer up. It's got -1 in defense, so things looking pretty good. I thought, well, if I hit it with a payback, then a Sucker Punch, I'm going to be good to rock and roll. So here comes another Thunder Shock, and then Thunder Shock paralyzed me. I couldn't even do anything. So Berserk's going to kick in and change the entire game, and I get paralyzed. And man, like, that really, really sucks. I could have got like a double boosted power payback off. So I was like, okay, well, that's bad luck. I'll just go for Sucker Punch. And then I got paralyzed again twice in a row, and Tapu Koko takes me out with a freaking fairy win. So that's the end of my Moltres. That was actually like, that's borderline bullying. So anyway, that's the end of that. I'm going to swap in my Zapdos here. I've got to take this Tapu Koko out. I'm not getting swept by fairy wind. Like, bugger that. So go for Dynamax here. This is almost what you call a desperation Dynamax. I had to do this, right? So go for Zapdos here in his big Dynamax form. Now, I noticed that I could actually go for Steel Wing here, which would be pretty good and make Zapdos kind of bulky. So that Steel Wing would be good. A Max Steel Spike, you know, I definitely benefit from some of those, you know, defensive rises. So here comes Thunder Shock again there. It does very minimal damage, of course. Yeah, this obviously, it's just a troll set. It's got like Fairy Wind, Thunder Shock. It's probably got some other weak ass move too. So that did a very good amount of damage there, which is great. So +1 in defense, and I can definitely take this out in the next. So the other move was Swift. What sort of messed up set was this? So Swift, Fairy Wind, and Thunder Shock. Only on PIMPNITE channel, people. So that's going to be the end of the troll Tapu Koko. In fact, I think every one of these Pokemon is a troll. So I've got +2 in defense right now, which is good. You know, any incoming physical moves, I'm going to be able to tank them pretty well. So the next Pokemon we got is going to be Yveltal. So, all right, this isn't too bad. Unless it's bait, you know, unless it's bait for me to use the electric move. And now it's going to use protection. So sometimes you need to use protection. Like, you got to use it, right? It's just happens. Sometimes you get that point in life, right? So I'm going to go for the Max Lightning on the Yveltal. And, you know, electric terrain's helping me out so much right now, you know what I'm saying? And it did like 3 damage. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. At least I can go for Wild Charge the next turn. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is the Choice Band Zapdos. So I was expecting some pretty big damage here, but I think judging on the Yvonne set, it was a really, really tanky one, but that was just enough. I think that might have been just enough to take it out, you know? So, bye-bye, Yvonne. I can't say I'm, sad to see you go. So there's 2 Pokemon left. And in one of them, I was like, that's fine. That's not going to do anything. And it wasn't the Duraludon, by the way, but you get to see. So since I was locked in the choice band, I was like, I don't really want to swap into Duraludon. I don't even know what this thing's going to do. So I'll just keep it in. It will still do pretty good damage. Now, Duraludon is going to go for the Rock Tomb there and almost takes out Zapdos. It was pretty close. I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll just go for another Wild Charge. That's cool. The electricity is going to disappear from the field. Not that it really ever mattered anyway. And Duraludon is a half elf, so I was pretty happy about that. I'm also going to take a little bit of recall, and Rock Tomb is also going to take me out. So I'm not really sure what sort of set this is. Obviously, the Duraludon wants to have my speed lowered, but I don't know what end, whether it's going to try and flinch me or something like that. I really don't know. So I've got my Zapdos here, my special one. So I thought, well, I might be able to get this this Snore set going. So how about I go for Ancient Power, then take a hit, then go for Snore. So that'll boost my special attack. And then I'll be able to use, Hurricane against the last Pokemon. So Rock Tomb does, not that much damage to me and drops my speed. I love how all my abilities are activating and I'm not able to use them because, I'm trying to run like different sets that aren't like the most overpowered broken ones. Plus, I think of my original Legendary Birds team, I actually ran movesets that benefited their ability, so I wanted to do something different this time, I also didn't want to run their signature moves too, because I did that in the first one. So if you do want to watch the very first one, I'll probably link that in the description of the video, or you can just type in like Legendary Birds PIMPNITE or something like that. You might even see a little Hacker Exposed video there too. Anyway, back to the battle. So it turns out it was a Rock Tomb Iron Head set. So obviously, the whole point of the Duraludon was to drop your speed so it would be able to outspeed you. And then the opponent would just spam Iron Head over and over again and pray for the flinch. And that's pretty much what happened. Unfortunately, Iron Head did like way too much damage there at the end. Because I didn't see Iron Head to like the very last minute. And then I didn't really want to swap into Moltres either because, Rock Tomb was like one-shotted. So go for the burn up here and it's going to be enough to take out the Duraludon, which is great. Now, there was one more Pokemon left here, and it's an unsuspecting Pokemon because it was a Chewtle. So it's like, okay, this is good, but this is bad because it's not like I've got a grass move or anything like that, and the Chewtle is going to be the Dynamax Pokemon too. So I was like, right, I've burned myself out. So what I could do here, all I've got to do is be able to leave Chewtle's attack, and then what I can do is go for Roost. And that way I can get, if I go for Roost, I can get rid of all the flying typing and, all that sort of stuff and be typeless. So nothing will be super effective. So Toxic's going to miss it, which sucks. And now Chewtle's going to open its, man, that's a big mouth. Right? That's a very big mouth. And it does just under half damage. So now I was thinking to myself, okay, the rain's falling. Chewtle's definitely going to take me out with the next attack. So I have to go for Roost here. But then I was like, wait a second. I wonder if this Chewtle is running Swift Swim. And it was running Swift Swim. So Chewtle is going to take out my Moltres. And that, my friends, is the end of the battle. I just love getting wrecked by Chewtle at the end of the battle. Feels so good. Thank you for the battle hunt down and for thoroughly trolling me the whole time. That was mean. Let's get on to battle number 3 here. This one was against Arts. Now, I believe this is some sort of theme team as well. So, once again, if you can guess what the theme team is, let me know in the comment section of the video. Now, this battle was like a roller coaster. Like, trust me, it was like up and down, up and down. You get to see in a second. So, Marowak is the lead here. I'm just going to go for Brave Bird. I was a little bit worried about Lightning Rod, like real talk. So go for Brave Bird, and that's going to take out one shot. I was like, man, I actually thought the Marowak would lift that. But so it must have been definitely like a sweeping set, I'm trying to take my socks off at the moment while narrating. It's actually quite hard. It's harder than what you think, right? You're talking, you're taking your socks off, then it gets stuck on your toe. There we go. Got it off there. Oh, that's just a spider. It's Australia. So anyway, we got the Vanillish coming out here, and it got wrecked. So I was like, man, that's 2 Pokemon down. Things are going pretty good, right? So that's a third of the team. Now, out pops Rayquaza, or what, Shininess, and this is where things started to go pear-shaped. So going for a Brave Bird again. Very good damage on Rayquaza, like over half itself, so that was great. Now Rayquaza is going to go for a Meteor Beam, like, oh, man, this is bad. So it's got the Power Herb as the item. I was actually low-key hoping that it missed with Meteor Beam, but I was like, nah, that's probably not going to happen. So Meteor Beam is going to give it a +1 in special stat, and it's going to activate right away, and Zapdos is dead. But that was overkill, so this is like a special Rayquaza. So I'm like, okay, well, I think that I can outspeed it anyway. This should be okay. So going into my other Zapdos. okay, I can go for, Ancient Power here. I might be able to get this going. So going for Ancient Power. That's the best attack that I've got. So Rayquaza takes it fairly well, and now it's going to go for Draco Meteor. So it's got Draco Meteor, and it's got Meteor Beam. So, like, I don't think I'm living that, not for a Rayquaza. And, that's the end of my Zapdos. So both of my Zapdos are gone now. So this has really turned around, from the start of the battle. Now it's like, okay, well, it's on a bit of health. Let's go into Articuno. I know that I can take these things easy, and I might be able to get the hail going and everything. So it's like, firstly, before I do that, how about I mimic Draco Meteor? So, Hacker Expose Articuno or Draco Meteor, right? And it's popped out of Stone Edge, and it's a mix set. I was like, man. So that's half my team just melted right there in about 3 seconds. I'm like, gee, I don't know if I can take this thing. So going into Moltres, okay, well, I've got Sucker Punch. I can use Sucker Punch and take Rayquaza out. So Rayquaza is going to go for Protect, right? So I was like, all right, well, that's fair. I'm just going to keep using Sucker Punch. It's going to be some mind games here, right? So I went for another Sucker Punch, and Rayquaza did indeed attack, and finally it went down. Whew, almost got wrecked right there by Rayquaza. Next Pokemon is going to be Pikachu. So, all right, Pikachu. Now, this is where some messed up stuff. Now, watch this. So I went for Volt Tackle. I was like, okay, I lived. Wow, I'm actually quite surprised that I lived that. Pikachu did some great damage there, and Berserk's going to kick. It's going to help out so much. You know what I mean? And Pikachu actually flinches me. It's a King's Rock, Pikachu. Then I went for a Quick Attack. I went for Payback, and I got flinched again. And then I went for Quick Attack again. I was like, what sort of messed up shit is this? Anyway, Moltres is funny. Like, I'm salty as hell. All that sort of stuff. Very good stuff right now. So now I've got the Articuno coming out. I was like, I got to take this Pikachu out. This is another Desperation Dynamax. I had to do it a lot of times. I had some really, really bad luck with this team. So the Pikachu turned out to be a King's Rock set. It was like straight troll. So I went into Articuno here because I needed to actually get around that flinch, because I already got flinched twice. So I was like, I'm probably going to get flinched again. And the good thing is, if it does go for Volt Tackle, I can live that rather well. I actually outsped the Pikachu, which is great. I went for Max Mindstorm, and that is going to be the end of it. So that's good. Man, and Rayquaza and Pikachu, especially Rayquaza, they dumped half my team. So there's 2 more Pokemon left here, and I've got 2 more turns of Dynamax. I have to assume that maybe my opponent may go Max Guard here, so I may only get 1 more chance of actually attacking. But, this is where things started to go. Things start to go wrong at this point again. So we got Dynamax Chandelure. So, all right, Dynamax Chandelure. I think I can live a Ghost-type move from this. I mean, not very well, but I think I can live one, okay. It should be doing around... I estimated around 3/4 of my health will get absolutely wiped away. If it's a treat, well, then I'm going to get fainted. This thing's got huge special attack. All right, so here it comes here. It's going to go for I'm going to go for a Max Airstream, and obviously I'll outspeed that. It does all right damage. That's probably the best damage I can expect with the dual wing beat, or physical Articuno, you know what I'm saying? So now Chandelure is going to go for a Max Mindstorm. Done a Max Mindstorm, Max Phantasm. So he hits me with a Gum Boot, and it hit me good, right? So that did half my health. So that's actually going to... It's funny, because I think, this is going to activate my ability as well. It's funny how often these abilities activate with every battle. They nearly all activated. So, especially because of, G-Max moves, or Dynamax moves, sorry. So, it's going to go for the Max Guard there. I went for Max Airstream. Obviously, they didn't want to get hit by another move, which was fair enough. So, I was like, all right, this is fine. What I can do now is I can go for the Substitute to stall out Chandelure's last attack, and then I could go for a dual Wing Beat, and it should do some pretty good damage. And if I could get my Landstep Barrier to activate, which I was definitely confident I could, it'd be gone. So, I went for the Max Mindstorm. I was like, okay, great, I could go for the Sub, but it's got Infiltrator. It got through the Substitute again, so poor Articuno. First the Snarl earlier on, and now the Infiltrator Chandelure. Man, it's not a good time for Articuno. So last Pokemon I got here is going to be the Big Cook Turkey, and I can hopefully take this one out. So I know that it doesn't have Flash Fire or any of that stuff, right? So I can go for Burn Up. So go for Burn Up here on the Chandelure. I didn't think I'd take it out with no EVs in special attack, but it did pretty good damage, so I was kind of happy with that. Now, Chandelure's attacking move turned out to be Astonish, which was very astonishing. I thought it might be Poltergeist. So I can actually go for... I was thinking to myself, I could actually go for a Resty, Roost. If I don't have, full health, I might be able to get around the last Pokemon, depending what moves they got, of course. So I decided to go for a Fire Spin here and take out the Chandelure, and that thing is finally gone. So that's good. So there's 1 more Pokemon left here. I'm thinking, well, I've got a good chance here, but it is a Pokemon that is going to be good against me, but I have used Burned Up, so it might be okay. I might be able to get the Will-O-Wisp, not Will-O-Wisp, the Fire Spin and the Toxic combination going. So out comes Keldeo there, and it's going to pop a Rain Dance. It's like, oh no. So that's going to power up. any water type moves. But since I'm Moltres and I burned myself out, I mean, I'm not longer a fire type, so that could be very handy. So I went for Toxic. It didn't miss for once, which is great. And all I got to do now is go for Roost. So I thought, well, I think they'll attack me this turn. You know, there's a good chance after the Rain Dance. I can keep going for Roost and Roost and Roost, that sort of stuff. So now Keldeo, instead of attacking me, is going to go for a Sword Dance. It's like, okay, it's a physical set. Now, it still does get some pretty good physical moves, Keldeo. I went for Roost there, and I was thinking, well, it will definitely attack this turn. I'll just keep going for Roost this turn. I just don't know how much I'm going to be able to, live this. And then I went for an Aqua Tail, and Aqua Tail took me out in one shot with a Sword Dance. It wasn't super effective, but it still took me out. Hope you enjoyed all three of the battles with the Legendary Birds team. I'll catch you tomorrow, people, for another video. Peace.